Moin and welcome to another Moin stamp video. Recently I published a video with early game stamps for the old world. Today I will add such stamps for the new world. And this time you will get 31 new stamps for building up Jornalero and Obreras. But before I show you which stamps are included, let me throw in one more information. All those stamps are made for the early game, when electricity, items and other boosting mechanics are not really available yet. If those boosts are available and used within the stamps, they won't work well together anymore. The only exception is the silo, which is unlocked really early, so I integrated it already. Let us begin with the stamps for construction materials. You will get the same 3 timber production stamps as in the old world. One with just the productions to be connected to the trading post, one with an additional warehouse, and a third one with a warehouse and a trade union. For the brick production I created 2 stamps, one smaller one for the countryside and a bigger one which fits into the usual city layouts. If needed, you can also place a sail production stamp. And then you will get the production chain for aluminium profiles. The bauxite mine is to be placed separately, of course. And at this point, a little side note. One single bauxite mine can supply 3 of those stamps. When it comes to cities and settlements, I trust in 2 kinds of stamps. For bigger and growing cities, I often use my infinite city stamps. I published those stamps recently for the old world. For the new world, I will publish those pretty soon. On islands where I focus on resources and fertilities, I use what I call autarky stamps. My Jornalero stamp places 69 residences and the productions for ponchos and fried plantains are already included, but the fish oil factory needs to be placed separately. Optional, you can add the rum production if sugarcane is available on the island. Keep in mind that one of those stamps could supply 2 of those Jornalero stamps. The Obrera stamp also contains 69 residences and the productions for ponchos and fried plantains are included again. But this time you need to place 2 fish oil factories. And depending on the island's fertilities, you can place additional productions for tortillas, rum, and bowler heads. And the best about those autarky stamps, you can combine them freely if necessary. And this time I have another special feature for you. The random shape of the Jornalero stamp is on purpose, because you can upgrade it to an Obrera stamp anytime if you need it. Let's proceed with the production chain stamps. The number of productions in those stamps is adjusted to each other, so they can work perfectly together. Like in the old world, I did not include warehouses and trade unions. Those need to be placed separately as required. The following productions you will get in a single stamp. The fried plantain production chain. Please keep in mind that you need to add 1 fish oil factory per stamp at the coastline. You will also get the poncho production chain in 2 versions, one with the silo and one without the silo. And then I have the production chains for bowler heads, coffee and rum for you. You already know the bowler head production from before because it is also one of the extensions of the Obrera autarky stamp. I did not create another silo version of the stamp because in this case every other production would have to be doubled. If you still want to use the silo, just place another stamp and delete the alpaca farm. If you have placed the silo, I would suggest a rebuild of the cotton fields. For the tortilla production, I have 2 versions again. Because of the silo, you need 1 less cattle farm. The ethanol production is also a single stamp, but in this case, the lumberjack could supply 2 of those production chains. If you need more ethanol or you just want to optimize that production, just place a second stamp and a sawmill next to it. The sawmill will turn the extra wood of both stamps into timber. In addition to that, I have a cotton production, which you need to supply the old world, and a single corn production. The produced corn of a single farm can supply up to 5 silos for you. And then we get to the production chains, which I separated into 2 or 3 stamps. I did that on purpose because they are depending on different fertilities or bigger numbers of workforce. So it is not clear that you can place the whole production chain on the same island. At first we have the chocolate production. This production is separated into the sugarcane plantation, the cocoa plantation, and the other production buildings. Of course, you can place them attached to each other if possible. Same with the chewing gum production, where I separated the plantations from the rest of the production. The celluloid production is only separated into 2 stamps, because my ethanol stamp I showed earlier works perfectly fine as part of this production chain. In the end, I have the cigar production for you. Again, the lumberjack could supply 2 of those productions, but I explained earlier what you could do about that if you want. But speaking of the cigar production, I want to share another hint. I know that it is pretty comfortable to just place all those stamps, but on the rugged islands of the New World, it is not always so easy to find enough space for these big and straight stamps. So I would suggest that you use the adaptation potential of farms. Sometimes it makes sense to place the fields manually to use the available space more effective. And last but not least, I have another advice for you. Every stamp needs a specific amount of construction material and workforce. So if you are not sure if you can afford all at once, you should place the stamp in blueprint mode. In that way, you can build up everything manually and you avoid any trouble with materials or workforce. You can switch to blueprint mode anytime by pushing V on the keyboard. And that was it with my video. I really hope you enjoy my stamps. In my experience, they can speed up the early game a lot. You can download all the stamps for free. You will find the link in the description below. If you want to support my channel with a donation, you can find the needed informations in the channel description. And now there are only 2 things left to say. Have a nice day and have fun stamping your way.